Just think that there's so many choices. Hey everybody, welcome. I'm Tanishkia. I post videos relating to academics, faith, and educational content, whatever that may be, as long as it's always helpful, insightful, and most importantly, that it encourages you to take action. If any of that interests you, please do consider subscribing and join this community of change makers. Now let's get into the video. Okay, today's video is another special one. I posted a poll on my community tab and most people voted for this one. So I will be doing this video as I see that it is the one that has been most requested. And I really wanted you to pick this, so thank you. Sincerely, thank you. So, circumstances. How to not allow your circumstances to define you. I think that our circumstances are undeniably one of the biggest challenges in our lives. And sometimes your circumstances can limit you. They can restrict you. They can really impact your performance, whether it be in school. They can impact your mental health, how you feel about yourself and how you feel and your self-image of yourself. But regardless of all of that, I believe that it is important to not let your circumstances, even though they may be so crushing and so sad and maybe so brutal, it's important to not let these very circumstances define you. I think it would only be fair to let you guys know that, hey, I also have and had circumstances that have definitely not been easy to overcome. And I mean, I'm still trying to overcome them to this day, but I did one thing, and that was tell myself that I am not going to be a slave to my circumstances. I was not going to be subjugated to my circumstances. And so I'm going to share them, a bit of them with you, just to let you know that I'm not sucking any of this out of my thumb, but that I truly have experienced this. I'm still experiencing it, and that it is possible to literally not let your circumstances define you. Those of you who know me personally, you sort of know that I come from an area that is notorious for crime, violence, lots of substance abuse, everything that you think is wrong with society could be found in my area. Back in the day, I think it wasn't as bad as it is now, but it definitely was still an element that was part of my area in which I grew up in. And I grew up in a household where I grew up witnessing violence, I have family members that very much are and were, substance abusers that took a wrong path in life and their lives were not pleasant, and therefore they resorted to substance abuse as a means of escape. And I've seen what that has done to my family. I've seen what it has caused, all of the chaos, the violence that it has caused in my household. I've seen it. And I came from a pretty, I guess, I don't know if it's classified as middle class, but I guess you could say middle class. But yeah, I think my family was just genuinely, I think we were surviving. At the time, I was under the care of my grandmother, and yeah, she literally was just trying her best to raise me. And my mother was, at the time when I was growing up, she wasn't very present in my life. So yeah, there was that going on. But yeah, I think you could describe the household that I grew up in as, I don't like to think of it like this, but most people would define it as dysfunctional, because it wasn't a normal family where you had your mom, your dad, and the child growing up and everyone was just amazing and healthy. It was very much not that. So yeah, I guess you could say, have like a dysfunctional upbringing, but I loved my childhood. I still do. I look back at it so fondly, and I think it was a special time in my life, and it was a very, very defining time of my life. Having said that, now that you kind of know a bit more about me and where I come from, let me get into how things that I have done, what I thought, things that have helped me to really not allow my circumstances to define me. For those of you who don't know, I am a full-time university student. I study at the University of Stellenbosch. I had the honor of being invited to the NSC Awards in 2023, which was the year in which I matriculated in, and I received one of the Top Achiever Awards. And boy oh boy, did it take me quite a lot of struggles, challenges to actually get to this point where I am now, and to get to where I've been able to get and to be able to achieve all that I've achieved. And I don't know what people think when they look at me, but I think it has always been. It's very hard, when you come from unfavorable circumstances, it's very hard to not be your circumstances. It's very hard not to fall into the same cycles that you see happening around you. But it's not impossible. And hey, I'm living proof that you can actually do it. You don't have to you don't have to be the next druggie. You don't have to be the next single mother who is an alcoholic. You don't. You can actually choose to get out of your circumstances and build a better life for yourself and to aspire to more. So, yeah, here are a few things that I really encourage you to do, a few thoughts I encourage you to think about that will really help you to just realize a few important things out, and that will help you to really take action, okay? As young as I was, there was no doubt that I did not have a dream, okay? I had a dream. And that's the first thing I want you to consider. What is your dream? What are you aspiring to achieve in the future? Where have you always imagined yourself to be? And for me, I know that I will achieve my dream, not the way that I thought I would have, but I know that, whatever I was aiming towards, it's gonna happen. And it looks different from how I thought it would, but I'm slowly but surely getting there. And the reason why we need dreams is because they give us hope. Our dreams give us hope. They give us the motivation, the encouragement to keep on going no matter what happens around us, no matter what people says. It just stirs something inside of us, and I think that's what happened to me. My dream stirred something inside of me that allowed me to tap into the possibilities of my future and to actually to work at the time then and even now to work towards the future and where I envision myself to be, by the grace of God, of course. So having a dream is essential, and I encourage you to dream big. There's this quote that says, if your dreams don't scare you, they aren't big enough. Dream as big as you possibly can. Don't let anyone limit your ability to dream, and don't let reality trick you out of believing in dreams. Dreams are powerful. And because of that, I'm going to go to the second point that I want to make is you need to find a role model. A role model is someone that you can look up to, someone that to you embodies some aspect or some, characteristic, someone that has achieved something that is inspiring you and that you also in some way, shape or form aspire to be able to achieve, that inspires you to do better. Find a role model that comes from similar circumstances as you, because the more relatable your role model is, the more what they have achieved and whatever your dreams may be, the more you'll believe that you can actually also achieve your own dreams, okay? One of my favorite quotes is, you can go above your circumstances if you are dedicated to and passionate about what you do. That's by Nelson Mandela. And I think that quote is so fitting for today's video, okay? We need to be dedicated and we need to be passionate, okay? And I think that also links into having a dream. Find something that you're passionate about, that you just love doing, and dream, just dream, and have a role model that embodies everything that you stand for and want to stand for, okay? And I think just always remember role models are not perfect. Okay, no one's perfect in this world, but find someone that you just think can embody what you seek and just what you want to stand for in the future. So, yeah, this is important, and this leads me to my third point, and that is realizing that you do matter and that you do have potential. I think the biggest lie that people that come from not the best of circumstances can believe is that they don't have potential, that they are somehow not good enough. And I want to tell you now that just because you don't come from, a family where you were born with the golden spoon in your mouth, just because you don't come from wealth or riches or don't come from privilege, does not mean that you don't have a purpose and that you don't actually have what it takes to achieve and accomplish your dreams. And the saddest thing is sometimes coming where we come from, coming where I come from, and coming where you come from, if it's an unfavorable circumstance, yes, there are going to be those people that will judge you because of your circumstances. This is why when you tell someone your dream that may not be from the same circumstance as you, or even the people that are in the exact same circumstances as you are, if you tell them your dream, and especially if it's a big dream, they will try to discourage you. They will try to make you believe, but you can't do this because your reality is this, and where you want to go, and your dream is that. So how can you being in this achieve that? And that is one thing, my friends, I want you to never, ever listen to. Never listen to the negative critiques of people, especially if they don't know what you have been through and if they don't even know you. That is one of the devil's greatest tactics, to try and come for your identity, and it's usually regarding you not believing in yourself. And therefore, I want you to believe in yourself, but more than anything, to believe in what God can do through your life, through your story that is still not finished, that is only beginning. So please always believe that you have potential, no matter how many times you fail. If you fail, it's okay. Learn from the failure, then get up and try again. I want you to not give up on your dreams, and don't ever give up on yourself.